Time to unload the truck, which is going to be a bit of a chore. Gig last night, and I am feeling it. And I think a lot of people are going to feel it. We've been off the road for a long time, and we're not really conditioned to go out and do this. Some people aren't conditioned to stay up as late. Some people are just conditioned to haul the gear around. And I totally get it, because I'm definitely feeling it today. Part of that has to do with that Moderna shot that I took on Friday. But regardless, you know, this is something that I've always had to deal with. You know, since my stroke anyway, I've had to come up with new ways to do my job. And the only way I was able to do it was to conserve as much energy as possible and make my job as easy as possible. So I thought I'd share with you some of the techniques that I use. Maybe you can use some of them or think about using some of them yourselves if this is getting a little rough for you, especially after this quarantine. Some of you are opening up now, some of you are going to be opening up later on this summer. Yeah, we're just not used to this. One thing that I do that has saved me a lot of time and grief, believe it or not, is when I leave the house to go gig, I'm wearing the clothes I'm going to be gigging in. So I don't have a change of clothes I have to worry about. That was a lot of work back in the old days. I wear black Levi's. Nice black Levi's, not faded black Levi's, but good black Levi's. I wear New Balance shoes, they're black tennis shoes. And I wear some kind of golfing shirt, like a polo shirt or something. Not only can I move well in these things and crawl around on the floor if I need to for cabling and such, but I'm comfortable. And I'm not burning that energy doing that change of clothes thing at the event, which we always used to do. We turned all of these event bathrooms into our personal dressing rooms. I did make a list of some other things here. I didn't want to forget anything, so I made a list. Lightweight gear. I understand equipment isn't cheap, especially when you're trying to buy things that are new and lightweight, especially if you're using old stuff. I remember when I first started doing YouTube, I went to New York City to Canal Sound and Light, and I bought Crown iTech amplifiers off of Jeffrey, and it was expensive, but I was using Macrotex before that. So I went from, like, I don't know, 60 to 70 pounds per amp to 17 pounds per amp. Although it was expensive, it cost a lot less than back surgery. So I justified it that way, and I continue to do that. I'm always looking for a lighter weight, easier option. Some other things I have here on my list. Preloaded and pre-wired racks. Even just trying to plug in a wireless microphone receiver is another step you have to take that you wouldn't have to take if you had it all pre-wired. Something else I do, and this might be going to extremes for some of you, but I put an extra hard drive in my laptops. My laptops will accept 2 hard drives. I don't have to plug in that extra hard drive. I have pre-wired a computer power pack into my rack, so I don't have to worry about taking the computer power pack out of the computer bag and plugging that in. I don't have to worry about USB cables. It's all pre-wired. So it's very easy to set up in that regard, and it helps a lot. And, you know, as few cables as possible is what it comes down to. No, I don't want to rely on Bluetooth audio right now. I'm just not there yet. But if I don't have to hook up a bunch of extra lights, or I got to run DMX cables with wires, or if I have to even run AC cables for power, it saves time. It's a lot less bending over. It's a lot less messing around. It goes up a lot faster too. So those are my tips for the lightweight gear. And like I said, again, it's cheaper than back surgery. Even the column arrays are cool because I do not have to bring along any tripods to put my speakers up on. There's very little effort in that regard, so that's nice. You also want easy to operate gear. Now, my Pro Event table, okay, it's actually easier to set up than a banquet table has been. There's less bending over, less messing around. It goes up faster for me. And it puts the height at 36 inches, which means I'm not bending over anymore. And that bending over in an event, man, that'll tear you up. So my stuff's finally at the right height. I'm standing upright the whole time. It's a lot less fatigue at the event itself. You don't want to have cables in your walking path. So if you got to run AC cables, of course, for your speakers and such, or even XLRs for your speakers, you want to make sure that you don't have these in your walking path, because stepping on cables, that can wear you out. That can cause some fatigue. Easy, effective lighting. I can't express this enough. I see a lot of DJs have setups where they have a lot of lighting that, quite frankly, I don't feel like they need. You need effective lighting. You need easy to set up lighting. You need easy to control lighting. It makes things so much easier. And if you can discipline yourself with this stuff, it makes everything look nicer too. You use what you need to use, what's the most effective, and it cleans things up, believe it or not. It's actually a blessing in disguise when you really start thinking in those terms. Be ready to go 2 days before your event. I'm talking about paperwork, timelines, music, computer updates, even your equipment. In fact, if you can, if possible, have your gear loaded 2 days before your event. Ideally, I like to do this on a Thursday. So then I have Friday to chill, and then I gig on Saturday. By the way, that's the new neighbor's dog, not my dog, barking. Rest the day before the event. Chill out. Don't do anything. And if possible, sleep in the day of the event. Sleep in as long as you can. You know, I think that's very helpful to be rested, so you dedicate all your energy to the event. And speaking of loading your truck early, if you can unload the next day, if you have that liberty, it's very helpful. You don't have to worry about it when you get home. You just get your rest. Do it on Sunday like I'm going to do, where you might feel more up to it. So I want to talk about vehicles to haul your gear around for a minute. I'm currently using my father's truck. And let me show you why this is a drag. I'm going to back the camera up so you can see a little better. So this truck has a tailgate on it. So for me to access anything, I have to lean over to get it. I have to lean over this tailgate. And that's exhausting. Here's a better option. If you have a vehicle like either a minivan or an SUV like this Suburban, the liftgate opens. I don't know what's back here. And you're right here at your equipment. There's no more lean over. Minivans are like this. Some cars are like this. SUVs are like this. I think it's a much better option than a truck. Let's see, did I miss anything? Oh yeah, get a cart. If you don't have a cart, get a cart. Loading in and out with a cart is going to make your life so much easier. I use a rocket roller cart. It folds up, goes in my vehicle real easy. I like it. So yeah, think about a cart to get in and out of your event. So anyway, this dog's going nuts. I got to wrap this video, but those are some of my tips for just making it easier for you to gig right now. It's going to be tough until we get more conditioned to do this, but once we're there, I think we'll be fine. And I'm looking forward to more events in 2021. Quick video for you. Gotta get out of here before this dog goes nuts. We'll see you soon. Practice and enjoy.